All right, today we are pulling back the curtain on a piece of tech that is, no joke, changing everything. We're talking about deep learning. It's in your phone, it's in our cars, it's everywhere, and we're going to figure out how it all works. So let's start with something you probably do a dozen times a day. You pick up your phone, it sees your face, and poof, it unlocks. It feels like straight up magic, right? Well, the secret behind that little piece of everyday magic, that is the key to understanding deep learning. So that magic is actually a really, really powerful field of computer science. And to get a handle on it, we first need to see where it fits in the big picture of things. At the very top, the big umbrella term, we've got artificial intelligence, or AI. You've heard this a million times. This is basically any time a machine does something we'd consider smart, like playing chess or even navigating a street. Now, let's zoom in a little. Inside that huge world of AI, there's machine learning. And this is where things get really interesting. Instead of a programmer having to write code for every single possible outcome, we just give the machine a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns for itself. It learns on its own. And that brings us to the star of the show today, deep learning. Think of it as the supercharged, specialized version of machine learning. Its power comes from something called neural networks, which, and this is the cool part, are designed to work a bit like our own brains. And yes, this is the tech that's unlocking your phone. Okay, so we know where it fits in the family tree, but what does it actually do? Well, once you strip away all the jargon, the core idea is actually pretty simple. At its heart, a deep learning system does three main things. First, it just devours data, and I mean massive, massive amounts of it. Second, it digs through all that data and automatically finds the hidden patterns. And third, and this is crucial, it learns from its mistakes. It gets something wrong, adjusts, and gets a little bit smarter for the next time. But how does a machine actually learn? I mean, what does that even look like? The answer is in how it's built, in its architecture, which is basically an artificial brain. The entire concept is inspired by us, by our brains. Engineers looked at that incredibly complex web of neurons firing in our heads and asked a pretty wild question. What if we could build a digital version of that? And the result of that question is the artificial neural network. So every one of these networks has a pretty simple three-part structure. First, you have the input layer. Think of this as the senses. It takes in the raw data, like a picture. Then you have the hidden layers. This is the real thinking part, where all the heavy lifting happens. And finally, you have the output layer, which gives you the answer, like saying, yep, that's a cat. This brings us to a really common question, and a good one. We get the learning part, but where does the deep come from? What makes it so deep? It's actually way more straightforward than it sounds. That's it, seriously. The deep in deep learning just means that the network has lots and lots of those hidden layers we just talked about. A simple network might just have one or two, a deep one can have hundreds, and every extra layer lets it understand more complex, more abstract patterns in the data. All right, enough theory. Let's make this totally concrete. How does this whole layered thing actually work? Let's use a classic example. Teaching a machine to tell the difference between a cat and a dog. The process is called training, and it goes something like this. First, you just flood the system with data. Thousands, maybe millions of photos labeled cat or dog. Then, the network starts crunching through those images, layer by layer, trying to figure out what makes a cat a cat. After that, it makes a guess, a prediction, saying, I'm 92% sure this is a dog. And here's the magic step. If it's wrong, it tweaks its own internal wiring and tries again. You do this over and over until it gets really, really good at it. So what's actually going on inside all those deep layers? Well, you can think of it like a hierarchy. The first few layers learn really basic stuff. They're just looking for simple edges, curves, and colors. Then the middle layers take those simple shapes and combine them to recognize more complex things, like an eye or an ear or a whisker. And finally, the last layers put all those pieces together to see the whole picture, like the entire face of a cat or the snout of a dog. And this ability to learn how to see things, it goes very beyond just spotting cats and dogs. It is the fundamental idea behind technology that is woven into almost everything we do now. I mean, just think about it. The face recognition that unlocks your phone, that's deep learning. When you talk to Siri or Alexa, deep learning is figuring out what you said. Those freakishly accurate movie recommendations on Netflix? You guessed it, deep learning. It's the engine in self-driving cars, it's what powers real-time translation tools, and it's even helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier. So this might make you wonder. We said deep learning is just a type of machine learning. So what's the big difference? Why do you need this more complicated, deep approach? Well, it really boils down to a few key things. Traditional machine learning is great with smaller amounts of data. Deep learning needs absolutely massive amounts to really shine. But the single biggest game changer is this middle one, feature selection. See, with older methods, a human expert had to literally tell the machine what features to look for, like pay attention to ear shape or measure the snout. With deep learning, the network figures out the important features all by itself. That automation is what lets it solve incredibly complex problems. So here's the bottom line. Deep learning isn't some magic bullet for every problem, but when you have a really complex problem and a truly gigantic pile of data, its ability to learn automatically and deeply lets it do things that not too long ago we thought were pure science fiction. So from the phone in your pocket to the cutting edge of medicine, deep learning is here, and it's learning from our world through its own kind of artificial brain. We've managed to teach machines how to see and even understand our world, which really just leaves one big question. What are they going to learn to do next?